Okay, let's go over these. So in number 1, order of operations tells us we have to take care of the exponents before we can multiply. So you have to do the powers first, and this power is going to apply to everything in the parentheses. So it's 2 to the minus 2, a to the minus 3, to the negative 2, and b to the 1/2 to the negative 2 times 8 to the 1/3 times a to the 4th to the 1/3 times b to the negative 3 to the 1/3. Okay, so 2 to the negative 2, the negative means if it's in the numerator it goes to the denominator. If it's in the denominator it goes to the numerator. This is in a numerator. If there's no fraction it is the numerator because it's like it's over 1. So to a negative exponent that'll be 1 over, and then it's 2 to the positive 2. So once you move it, it no longer has a negative exponent. Now, when you have an exponent, when you raise it to an exponent, you multiply the exponent, so that's a to the positive 6. And b, 1/2 times negative 2 is negative 1, times 1/3 is the same as the cubed root of 8 to the first power, times, and here we multiply exponents, 4 times 1/3 is 4/3, times b, negative 3 times 1/3 is negative 1, so that's b to the negative 1. So now this is 1 over 2 squared, so that's 1/4, times, now the cubed root of 8, so that's what number would you multiply times itself 3 times to get 8? 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, so the cubed root of 8 is 2. And when you multiply, you add exponents. 6 is 18/3. 18/3 and 4/3 is 22/3. Negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2. So this is 1/4 times 2 is 1/2. A to the 22/3. B to the negative 2. Now that is the same as a to the third root, well a to the 22, the third root of a to the 22 over 2b squared, because this 1/2 can be in the denominator as a 2. So let's see if that's the same answer that we have up here. Oh, okay, so let's simplify this a to the 22, so that is the same as the third root of a to the 21 times a over 2b squared. The third root of a to the 21, so that's a to the 21 to the 1/3, 21 to the 1/3, that's 7, or you can divide the 21 by 3, and you get 7, so that's a to the 7th on the outside times the cubed root of a over 2b squared. Now let's see if that one matches. A to the 7th cubed root of 8 over 2b squared. Yep. Okay, so that's that one. Alright, starting from y equals 3 to the x, write the equation of the function obtained by reflecting the graph across the y-axis and then translating it up 5 units. So y equals 3 to the x. We're just going to look at it first and then we'll write the equation. So y equals 3 to the x. We know it's going to cross here at 1, and at 1 it'll be 3, and exponential equations look like this. And then we are going to reflect it across the y-axis. So to reflect it across the y-axis, we'll get this. So still crossing at 1. And then translating it up 5 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It used to cross at 1, now it'll cross at 6. So it'll look like that. So now to get to that equation, so we start with y equals 3 to the x. To translate across the x-axis, that would be y equals 3 to the minus x, make the x negative, and then to translate up 5, we'll do, oh wait, nope, that's not right and left, it's up, so 3 to the negative x, and then plus 5 on the outside. Y equals 3 to the negative x plus 5. Yep. Alright, so now let's do the next one. So the culture begins with 120 bacteria and triples every 4 hours. So write a formula P of T for the population after T hours. Okay, so we have P of T. It's starting with 120, and it's going to triple every 4 hours. Estimate the population after 10 hours nearest whole number. So P to the 10 equals 120, 3 to the 10 over 4, which is 120 times 3 to the 5 halves. Now you have to do the 3 to the 5 halves before you multiply. Now the calculator will get the right answer because it knows the order of operations. So if I do 120 times 3 raised to the 5 halves, it knows that it has to do the 3 to the 5 halves first, so it will get the right answer. To the nearest whole number, that would be 1871. So 1871 bacteria. Let's see if that's the right answer. That's part A, part B. Yep. And then evaluate exactly log base 4 of 64. So we'll say log base 4 of 64 equals x. That's the same thing as saying 4 to the x equals 64. So 4 raised to what power is 64? So 64, if you divide it on a calculator, you get that 4 goes into 64 16 times, and then of course 16 is 4 squared. That's 4 times 4 times 4, or 4 to the x equals 4 to the third, or x equals 3. And then part B, e to the 3 log 2. I know that e to the log x is just x, so I need to get this in the form of e to the log of something. So I bring the 3 up as an exponent. So that's e to the log 2 to the third, which is e log 8, because 2 to the third is 8, and e and log are inverse functions, so that's just 8. So that's the answer for B, and that's the answer for A. So 3 and 8. 3 and 8, yep. Solve for x, exact value, and decimal rounded to 3 places. So the natural log of 2x minus 1 equals 2. The way you get rid of a log is you make it a power. So e and log cancel each other out, and I get 2x minus 1 equals e squared. And then to solve this, I'll add 1 to both sides. So I get 2x equals e squared plus 1. Divide both sides by 2. X equals e squared plus 1 over 2. And then to get that as a decimal approximation to 3 places, I have e, what was it, squared? Yeah. E squared plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2, 4.195. Okay, all right, so that was quiz 1.